The Alter Rebbe was profoundly affected in his system of thinking by the Shalach HaKodesh and Maharal. There is something in Teres Nista which is not communicated through language. It's communicated through imagery, through symbol. They call it allegory. Allegory is speaking to the metaphor. That's the first level of, let's say, that's the function of the jester. The jester is someone who one can introduce into any situation, and through humor, sometimes he's the one that can communicate the most profound message. The Shalach HaKodesh tells a story to explain the pasuk in Koheles, Ecclesiastics, by King Solomon, Shlomo Melech. Hevel Havalim, Akol Hevel. Hevel Havalim is the concept of God's breath. The Alter Rebbe speaks about the fact that where the Baal Shem Tov talks about divine providence, that the enlivening breath, the expression of God in the mystique of the narratives that we get caught up in, that there is an underlying meaning, where levels of meaning is the mystique. So Hevel Havalim is that the breath of God is creating not only the elements of creation, which we're talking about the molecules, but the kinetic movement between the molecules, the interaction. There is an evolving narrative that we can only see within a fairly shallow dimension, both in time and in space. But sometimes the narrative if you can follow the allegory. So the Shalach HaKodesh says in Parshas Kisavai, it tells the story that there were two Tanoim. Tanoim were the authors of the Mishnah. This was at the time of the beginning of exile, when we had the enlightened souls of Rebbe Akiva, Rebbe Eliezer. So these Tanoim were going down the street, narrow dust road, on horseback, and they came to a cripple on the path who was in crutches, and they hesitated and exchanged a word between themselves, and the story is brought down into Kunazara. Are we going to just go past this cripple, or is he a master of the secrets of the universe, and are we going to insult him by just going by on our horseback and as though he doesn't exist? So they decide to engage him in conversation, and they ask him if he's a master of the esoteric secrets, and he says, if you want to know about that, you have to meet me at the mouth of that cave. So he goes back to hobbling along the dirt road with his crutches, and they say to each other, he obviously is a master. We have to be careful with everything that we say and we do in his presence, because the righteous have great powers in the celestial spheres, not necessarily does one see in a moment the consequence of insulting a master of the esoteric. So they don't want to offend him, and they're not sure whether they should proceed on the horseback and get there before him and then wait for him, or whether they should wait for him, because if they're waiting for him, then it's also insulting him. If they go ahead of him, if they said, let's go with what he told us. He told us to go to the mouth of the cave. Let's go. They go to the mouth of the cave at normal speed. He's there waiting for them. He says, come in. They go into the mouth of the cave. They get off their horses. They go into the mouth of the cave. And